Evelyn Salt, played by Anjelina Jolie, is subjected to torture in a jail in North Korea on the allegation that she is a spy for the United States. As a result of the attention that is generated about Salt's detention by her lover, arachnologist Mike Krauss, August Deal, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, is compelled to organize a prisoner swap, despite the fact that the agency has a policy that prohibits such exchanges. Ted Winter, who is Salt's colleague at the CIA and is played by Liev Schreiber, meets Salt at the border. Mike makes a marriage proposal to Salt as they are driving away, despite the fact that Salt has revealed to Mike that she is, in reality, a member of the CIA. Mike is widely regarded as the most accomplished arachnologist in the whole globe. After 2 years, on the day of the wedding anniversary of Salt and Krauss, a Russian defector by the name of Oleg Vasilyevich Orlov, played by Daniel Olbrychsky, unexpectedly makes his way into Salt's office. While Salt is questioning him, Winter and Daryl Peabody, a counterintelligence officer for the CIA, who is being observed by Chiwetel Ejiofor, are also there. In his book, Day X, Orlov asserts that highly trained Russian sleeper operatives, sometimes known as KAs, would destroy the United States of America. KAs were recruited by the KGB when they were practically toddlers and groomed to be Russian spies in order to penetrate the highest echelons of the United States government, according to Orlov's account of the events. He asserts that Lee Harvey Oswald, who surrendered to the Russian government in 1959, was the one who initiated the initiative. Alec, a Russian agent, was the one who returned to the United States after killing John F. Kennedy. He was not Oswald, however. Similarly, when Americans traveled to the Soviet Union, they were replaced by a large number of Russian spies who had been trained from infancy forward. It is revealed to them by Orlov that Agent Ka-12 would carry out the murder of Russian President Boris Matveyev, played by Oleg Skrupa, at the burial of the Vice President of the United States. Orlov divulges the fact that Ka-12 is known by the name Evelyn Salt, and lie detectors validate his whole account completely. In the meanwhile, Orlov murders 2 agents and manages to get away, while Peabody orders Salt to be imprisoned. While everyone is in a state of bewilderment, Salt is able to get out of the building and sprint into the street without shoes on. At the same time as the Central Intelligence Agency is looking for her, Salt arrives home and finds out that her husband, Mike, has been taken captive. In the course of her investigation of the flat with her dog, Salt finds a jar containing one of her husband's spiders, as well as guns and provisions for survival. Her dog is left with a youngster who lives in an apartment next door, and she continues her escape from the residence. A day later, at the funeral of the Vice President of the United States, Salt enters the church despite the heavy security that was present. She had dyed her hair black. She then shoots President Matveyev, by caving the floor and dropping him a level below, where she gets a few seconds alone with him before the security arrives, and then she surrenders herself to Peabody rather than killing him. He has been proclaimed dead. Matveyev. Once again, Salt manages to evade capture and makes his way to a boat, where Orlov and other sleeper operatives are hiding. Salt remembers his childhood in the Soviet Union, where he was trained with other youngsters. These memories are presented in a sequence of flashbacks. After the child and her parents were killed in a vehicle accident in the Soviet Union, she remembers being exchanged with an American girl, the genuine Evelyn Salt. She was the one who played Evelyn Salt. Assuming the name of the dead Evelyn, she is able to get admission to the United States of America. Upon her return, Orlov greets her and then proceeds to have her husband murdered in front of her on the boat. Upon seeing that Salt does not exhibit any emotion, Orlov is persuaded that she is faithful and continues to brief her on her subsequent job. She is to meet up with another KA who will assist her in carrying out the assassination of the President of the United States. Then, before departing, Salt takes a turn for the worst and murders Orlov as well as the other operatives. Following this, she has a meeting with K.A. Schneider, played by Corey Stoll, who is oblivious of the situation. He uses his cover as a Czech NATO liaison to pretend that Salt is a male in order to get access to the White House. After entering the building, Schneider engages in a suicide strike with the intention of compelling agents to relocate the president, Hunt Block, to an underground bunker, where he is escorted by Winter. After following them, Salt is able to get inside the bunker before it is completely shut off. After learning that Russia had activated its nuclear weapons in reaction to the assassination of their president, the President of the United States does so. As a reaction, he gives the order for the United States to prepare its nuclear weapons. As soon as Winter discovers that Evelyn has entered the bunker, he unexpectedly murders everyone else, with the exception of the president. It is Nikolai Tarkovsky, another member of the KA, who presents himself to the audience. In an effort to provoke 1 billion Muslims to rebel against the United States, Winter renders the president incapable of functioning and starts directing nuclear missiles toward Mecca and Tehran. During the time that Salt is attempting to convince Winter to allow her enter the room that is shut off, he comes across a news program that states President Matveyev is still alive and doing well. Salt had injected spider venom into the bullet that she used to shoot Matveyev in order to simulate death. Winter does not allow her to enter and says that Mike was the one who came up with the idea of kidnapping and murdering her as well as blowing her secret. It is Winter's intention to assign whole responsibility for the nuclear assaults to Salt. During the time when he was about to unleash the missiles, Salt broke into the room. They engage in a struggle for possession of the nuclear football, with Salt successfully preventing the missile strikes from occurring before he is taken captive. A pair of scissors is grabbed by Winter as Salt is being taken out in chains. Winter has the intention of killing Salt as she is being led past him. Unexpectedly, she wraps the chain of her handcuffs around Winter's neck and then leaps over the railing of the stairs, therefore causing him to be strangled to death. While she is being transported on a chopper to be questioned, Peabody interrogates her. Salt says that she murdered Winter because he was responsible for the death of her husband. She also threatens to hunt down the surviving KA agents if they are released from prison. As evidence, she cites the fact that she had previously let Peabody to live, as well as the fact that she did not truly kill the Russian president. Peabody is persuaded after getting a text message stating that Salt's fingerprints were discovered on the boat where the sleeper operatives were slain, which lends credence to herself and her tale. It is permitted for Salt to flee, and he does so by leaping from the helicopter into the Potomac River below and then making his way into the woods.